Where's Pearl?
He's coming. Well, listen, Kelly, he has a key, so don't let anyone in the door.
Yeah, okay. Well, why didn't we bring Owen, Courtney?
This is the way Pearl asked me to do it. Well, I'm gonna go get Owen now.
Courtney, are you angry with me? I mean, I know we're cousins, and there's just a real distance between us.
No, I'm not angry.
No. Well, I think you are.
No, Kelly, it's just that your feelings are more important to Pearl than mine are right now.
Well, Courtney, that's not true. I know it seems that way because of everything that's happened, but...
Well, maybe you're right.
Capwell residence. Hello? Hello?
Oh, sweetheart, it's so good. We're so worried about you.
I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you I was okay and call you, but I was afraid I'd make things worse. Pearl, thank you.
Exactly what was his role in this thing?
Well, if you're talking about breaking out of the hospital, that was my idea. But if you're talking about who made me strong enough to make my own decisions, that was Pearl. Look at you. Listen to you. We've got our girl back. We've got our baby back.
I don't know what you did, how you did it, but I thank you.
Sweetheart, this whole episode's all over now. Mwah.
Well, it's not, Daddy. I mean, yes, I'm better, and Pearl and the other patients in the hospital really helped me. But Dr. Rawlings didn't. And the rest I'm going to have to do myself. I still don't even know what I'm supposed to stay on trial for.
Well, the doctors will help you with that, honey.
I'm not going back to the hospital, Daddy.
All right, honey, you don't have to go back to that hospital. We'll find another one for you.
Mom, how will it look to them that I escaped from the last hospital? I know how these people think now. They're going to make up all these motives I never had and all these diagnoses I've never heard of. Unless I can prove to them first why I broke out of the hospital was to save my life and Pearl's. Daddy, I'm going to have to leave. And I'm going to have to ask you to say goodbye and forget that you ever saw me here.
Extension 10, please. Hello? It's Owen. But first, I want to know if you're going to keep your promise and let me go. Dr. Rawlings.
I'm sorry, Inspector. I've got a warrant from the district attorney's office. It's for the arrest of your wife.
Stu, could you give us a couple minutes, please?
Sure.
Thanks.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Do you really think I hit her on
I
purpose?
thought Paul was going to keep the lid on this today.
You do.
Since you haven't told me one thing that made any sense, I don't know what to think, Santana. Except that it was a hell of a coincidence the two of you were out there on the road at the same time.
Do you really think I hit her on purpose?
Stop asking me what I think and tell me what happened.
Why should I tell you? You wouldn't believe me.
Now that is the defense of a liar. I read the accident report. The evidence says you stopped the car and you got out. All right, I don't know if you saw it. Maybe you didn't. You tell me. I don't know. I can't help you if you're not going to tell me the truth.
I don't want you to protect me. I want you to trust me, but you can't, can you? You're already thinking the worst. I could see it in your eyes.
For God's sake, why does this have to be so hard for us?
Why does it have to be so hard for us? Cruz. Officer, I'm ready. I'm sorry that I kept you waiting. I'll just go get my things.
Kelly, you can't be serious about this. You can't just run away.
I'm not running from getting well, Daddy, which is what you seem to think. I want to get well more than anything.
That's why I want you to go back to the hospital. Not Rawlings Hospital, just a hospital. There are qualified people to help you.
Mr. C, she doesn't need them anymore.
Pearl, stay out of this. Now, I promise you, I give you my word, I will get a court order to transfer you to another hospital, but you've got to stay around. You can't run away.
Daddy, a court order could take time, and in the meantime, I'll have to go back to Dr. Rawlings. I can't stay there. I'm telling you, he is dangerous.
Mr. C, you have only seen what he wants you to see. I know what goes on up there. I'm just trying to help your daughter.
Cece, I think you should listen to them because I think that they're right. You look good and you sound good, honey.
I feel good, Mom, and Daddy, I know what I'm talking about.
Kelly, as long as you're a fugitive, I won't be able to get anybody in authority to listen to me, to help me.
I don't care.
You have to go back.
You can't force me to go back, Daddy. I'm going with Pearl.
Would you stop screaming? Don't stop. Ah! What were you doing there? What were you looking at?
You scared me to death.
I ought to have you arrested for breaking and entering. What were you looking at there?
Oh, good, you're there.
What do you want?
I want a police report on Santana and the hit and run, but I'm not going to make a decision about anything until I talk to Cruz.
I understand perfectly.
They got Santana for hitting Eden?
I'll bring you everything we have.
You will? Thank you. Hello, Gina. How are you?
I can't believe it. Santana's been arrested. Well, that's wild. And you're defending her?
I don't know yet.
Well, I don't see why you'd want to. I mean, you just won the David Laurent case. Why take on a loser?
That remark is just about all I need to take on the case. I'm going to go now, so if you want to leave the report on my desk in the morning, and I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
What were you doing in here? You still haven't told me that.
I'm just wondering why the district attorney is so interested in Santana's defense. After all, your office must have signed the papers that arrested her, right?
You're a vulture, you know that?
Oh, come on, Keith. You don't give a damn about her either.
Well, Santana and I go back a long way.
Oh, I know. I've heard all that. Childhood pals. I don't believe that sentimental claptrap. I think you know a whole lot more about this than you're saying. And I think I know what it is.
You do, huh?
Yes. My guess is you know more than you're saying about the hit and run. What are you saying? What's the official story?
I'm not saying anything to you.
Well, you don't have to, because I know more than anybody about your little affair with Mrs. Castillo. Whatever you do, Keith, don't forget how much I know.
You're not trying to intimidate a public official, I hope.
As a matter of fact, I am. I think I'm doing a very good job of it, too.
Santana. For the last time, you have to tell me what happened.
I think we've said all there is to say.
If you didn't hit her on purpose, if you didn't even know you hit her, then why are you so reluctant to talk about it?
I am tired of trying to convince you. Maybe if I'm vindicated in public, in court, maybe you believe me then.
I want to believe you now. Stu, would you give us one more minute, please? Will you just wait outside?
No,
for a
there
second?
is no reason for
You wait a second!
I'm ready now.
I'm not gonna let you go like this.
You cannot protect me now, even if you wanted to.
It's not a matter of protecting you. I want to help you. Don't you understand?
Well, maybe
that?
I am past help. Maybe we both are past help.
For God's sake, I don't believe you.
No. You don't. Mom.
You have the right to remain silent. If you give up the right to remain silent, anything you can say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak with an attorney.
I thought I could trust you. I wanted to come back to see you, to let you know I was okay before we left. Now I wish I'd just gone.
No, wait a minute, honey. Your father's only trying to do what's best for you.
Of course I do.
Well, you don't know what's best for me. Not if you think it's going back to that hospital.
She's right, Kelly. Do you have any idea what you're asking us to do? I mean, do you know why you went to the hospital in the first place?
I know that I did something terrible, and it's something that I've been afraid to remember, but I'm ready to face it now.
That's all we want, for you to face it and to deal with it.
Well, I can't do that if I go back to Rawlings. Daddy, you only know the charming side of this man. He hasn't helped me one bit.
She's telling you the way it is. This guy is no healer. He hurts people. Now, Kelly and I are gonna prove that.
Pearl, obviously you're on some kind of private crusade, but I do not want you to jeopardize my daughter.
Daddy, he's not doing anything like that. Pearl was the only one I could talk to in the hospital. Trust me.
Kelly, after what you've told us, we can now have you transferred. If there are improprieties in that hospital, we can do an investigation. We can have Rawlings disciplined. We can have him fired, baby, but we can do something now. It won't take as long as you think it will.
No. Mommy, if I have to go back to that hospital, even for a day, listen to me, please. Rawlings is after Pearl now. He tried to put him in shock treatment to punish him. I'm not insane. Can't you see that?
Baby, I would never use that word.
We can see that, Kelly.
All right, then. Are you going to hold me here physically? You're going to force me to stay? You can, I suppose, but I'm not going to forgive you. Either one of you. I'm going, then.
Owen? Don't be afraid. It's just me, Courtney. I'm getting everything ready.
Well, well. If it isn't Mr. Kupnick's girlfriend, Frida.
Santana? Stu, that's okay. I'll take care of it from here. Come here, sit down.
Cruz is downstairs. He had something that he had to handle. He'll be up here in a minute, so we only have a few minutes alone.
Sit down. Sit down. I have to talk to you before they start booking you.
I know that you're the one who arranged for the warrant of my arrest.
I had to. I had no alternative. Don't start being angry with me about that.
I'm not angry with you for just that. You're the one who saw Eden out there on the road. You saw her and you left her lying there. Now you're the one who's going to have to pay for this, not me.
How much have you told anybody about this? How much?
I haven't said anything, but I'm going to.
No, you're not. Listen. Calm down. And let me explain this to you. Okay? First of all, I'm going to handle this case.
You're going to handle this case. You're the district attorney.
Yes, it's because I'm the district attorney that I can be helpful. If you implicate me, if you place me in the car at that time, I will no longer be district attorney. And if I'm not going to get either one of us off.
Get me off. What did I do? All I did was I listened to you. That's all I am guilty of. Now, you were the one who got out of the car and looked. You said something about a pothole, and then you just told me to drive on. I had no idea it was Eden.
I didn't have any idea Eden was there either. You think if I'd known anybody was there, I would have left the scene?
God, it was such a mess.
Listen, you're going to have to trust me. I have a plan.
No, I don't understand anything you're saying or why you turned against me. You betrayed me. You, of all people!
Sit down and be quiet, all right? You listen to me very carefully. Because your life depends on it. Hey. And your future with Brandon.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right. I want you to know how dangerous this is.
You're trying to frighten me.
No, I'm just trying to help you concentrate.
No, Cruz wanted to help me too, but I couldn't explain to him. Now he's going to be there when I make my statement. Then he is going to know the whole story.
The only story that Cruz is going to know is the story we're going to tell him. All right? Everybody wants to help you.
Cruz wants to help you, but he can't. I can, and I'm the only one. You gotta remember that.
I don't know who to trust anymore. First you say one thing, and then you say something else. I'm too upset.
I know, I can see that. Anybody can see that. Look, do you have any of those pills? They seem to calm you down.
Yes, right, they do.
You have them here?
Yeah, they're right in my purse.
Here?
Yeah.
I'll get you some
I don't want to lose Brandon.
You won't have to. Come here. It's going to help you concentrate. And for us to figure a way out of this mess.
Entree into my chateau, mademoiselle. Oh, Kelly. Before we go in there, I gotta tell you something.
What?
I'm just very proud of the way you handled yourself with your father. You stood your ground.
Yeah, well, I don't think I convinced him. I convinced myself. I think that's good enough. You know, Pearl, you may laugh, but I think I'm going to get well. I do.
Who's laughing? I believe you.
And I want to help you, too, to find out whatever you want to know about Dr. Rawlings and your brother. Anyway, Owen's probably wondering what happened.
Right, Owen. Let's go.
Owen. Well, well. Look who's here. We've been waiting for you.
You feel better?
I was just so scared when the police officer came to my house to arrest me.
I understand. Listen, first, you're not going to jail. But you have to believe two things. One, I am the only person that can get you out of this. And two, I didn't see Eden after you stopped the car, and she didn't see me, right?
I guess so.
No, if she'd seen me, she would have said so, and all she said was she saw a car vaguely. You're in a lot of trouble with Cruz and the police, but I can handle it. I can handle everything.
How? I feel so helpless.
You're not. I want you to look at something.
What is this?
Look at it.
This is a confession saying that I did it.
Right. I want you to read it. I want you to memorize the details and sign it. It's the only way to keep you from going to jail.
No, never in a million years. How big of a fool do you think I am?
I think you're a very small fool because you haven't understood anything I've said. This is the only thing that can keep you from going to jail.
Oh, please, if I sign that will put me away for the rest of my life.
No, you won't spend one day in prison. If you believe this. If you shoot your mouth off and feed us both to the wolves, we're going to be up to here with indictments, and you'll lose Brandon.
No, I don't want to lose Brandon.
And you'll lose your freedom. Listen, you think anybody's going to believe that you accidentally happened to mow down your biggest rival on the highway? A jury wouldn't even have to leave the box. They come back in 2 seconds with a verdict of guilty. Right now, you need a friend in the courtroom. You got it with me. You don't cooperate, you don't have anyone.
Are you absolutely sure that this will keep me out of jail?
If I weren't, would I be suggesting this?
I don't see how signing a confession is going to help anything.
Don't understand legal mechanics. Listen to me. With this, I can negotiate. I can waive a trial by jury. And I can get the judge to reduce the charge to a misdemeanor. As a district attorney, I can do that. He has to do what I suggest.
Keith, if I could just be sure. I don't want to risk losing Brandon. If I went to jail, it would just be horrible. Can you see his mother in prison?
You're not going to jail for one day, for one night. Please, sign this and I'll take care of it. After all we've been to each other, you think I'd risk hurting you?
I feel so alone.
You're not. My feelings haven't changed.
Do you still feel the same way about me?
Always have, always will.
Cruz doesn't. Whatever he felt for me is gone now.
I haven't changed.
You never said you loved me.
Yes, I did. You just didn't listen. I thought we understood each other.
Yes.
Come on. Be a good girl. Inside.
Come in, Kelly. Pearl. We've been waiting for you.
What are you doing here? How'd you find out about this place?
A little sleuthing. Nothing spectacular. One of my lesser accomplishments.
Courtney, are you okay?
Yes. When I got in here, I found them waiting.
Hey, Buster! You can let go of Owen now.
Yes, let him go. You know, I never realized it before, but there's a very strong resemblance between you and your brother Brian. I wonder why I didn't notice it before.
I am gonna find out what you did to him, and you, my friend, are gonna pay for it. He didn't kill himself, no matter what you say.
It's all right. Mr. Kupnik doesn't want to get physical. He's just a little upset. But he knows better than to be uncooperative.
What do you want?
I? Many things. I hope you don't mind, but while we've been waiting, we've been rummaging through your mementos from your many past lives. I don't find many pictures of your brother Brian, though. Why not?
I don't even want to hear you mention his name. You, my friend, are responsible for his death in one way or another. I'm gonna find you accountable.
If anybody's going to be punished, it's going to be you and your rule-breaking friends. Of course I'm taking you all back to the hospital.
We're not going, Dr. Rollins.
I'm afraid you don't have a choice. All right? Let's begin with the girl with the long blonde hair.
Don't touch her!
Julia, I was told Santana was brought up here.
Yeah, well, she's in with Keith. I tried to get in, but they told me to wait. I don't know if you know this, but I've been asked to serve as her lawyer.
No, I didn't, but I'm glad.
I want to talk to her before I agree to anything, and I'm not very happy about the fact that the district attorney is getting to her before I can.
You haven't had a chance to talk to her at all?
I was working on another case, and she's been in there for a long time.
Well, what is going on in there?
Oh, there you are.
I want to talk to Santana.
Oh, well, yeah, all in good time. She just made a statement.
What?
Well, no, it's all legal. I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize your case.
I will challenge every statement that she made without benefit of counsel.
Is she still in there?
Oh, yeah. But she doesn't need a good husband right now. She needs a speedy trial and a good lawyer. I trust you'll be a good lawyer, won't you, Julia?
Why are you in such a hurry, Keith?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, I want to avoid the emotional stress on her, and two, I want a short trial.
And what makes you so sure that there's going to be a short trial?
Well, she signed a confession.
She what?
She signed a confession. Here, for yourself.
I don't know what you're trying to pull here, man, but whatever it is, it's not gonna wash.
No. I think it will. It's been fully witnessed and attested to, and I think it'll hold up in court just fine.
It's no use. All three got away. Kupnik and both dames.
Oh, wonderful. Owen, this fiasco is entirely your fault. I hold you strictly responsible.
Me? Why? I did just what you told me to, Dr. Rollins.
I'd go easy on the back talk if I were you, Owen. Now tell me everything you know about their plans, and please tell me very quickly.
No. I've turned my friends in once already. That ought to be enough.
Well, it isn't, Owen. You're going to have to do it again.
Why can't I go home now like you promised me?
Freedom is a precious thing. It can't be bought cheaply. Besides, I reward only positive results, and so far you haven't given me any.
All right. All I know is they're going to take a sailboat and go south. They're looking for somebody named McIntosh in Mexico. Why are you laughing? I'm telling you the truth.
I'm sure you are, Owen. All right, run along, Owen. Run along.
Does that mean I'm free?
No, it means you're free to run along and catch up with your friends. You must know where they're going for their boat. You do know, don't you?
Yes, I know. The Capwell Boathouse.
Fine. Then rejoin them and go off with them on their little odyssey. But, Owen, Stay in touch with me every step of the way. And if and when they find their Macintosh, I'll join you and we'll have a grand reunion. That I promise.
I don't want to do anything to hurt them.
No, but you will.
Well, I talked to Santana, and it turns out that everything she told me fits the confession. Keith had a court reporter there, so everything she said went down on record.
Well, he's not leaving any loose ends, is he?
What upsets me the most is that Santana talked to him without having an attorney present. Now, what's going on here? Why did she do that? And why does Keith suspect her in the first place?
Well, most likely it was a combination of things.
Like what? Cruz, come on. We've been friends for a long time. You know, anything you say to me is confidential.
I know that, Julia. I trust you. It's just that some of this is hard to express to anybody.
Well, I know that, but try.
Well, I suppose it begins with Gina. She became convinced somehow that Keith and Santana were having an affair.
Is it true?
I don't know. I know Keith has had eyes for her since high school, and lately he's been trying to make a move, but she swore to me that she resisted. Anyway, Gina suggested to Eden that if she went out to Inspiration Point that night, she could catch the two of them together. He believed her and went.
Well, do you think that's why Eden went up there, because she was trying to catch them?
That's exactly why she went. Problem is, I don't know now who was actually being set up.
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? Has it ever occurred to you that maybe the accident wasn't an accident?
Oh, come on now, Julia. Santana wouldn't do something like that
Cruz,
deliberately.
I'm sorry, but this is something that needs to be examined. I mean, everyone knows that Santana and Eden were not the best of friends. People are bound to talk. And people are going to wonder whether this hit-and-run accident didn't amount to attempted murder.
Well, people can wonder all they want, but if anybody says it out loud, they're going to have to answer to me.
What's the matter, Pearl? Won't it work?
He's a little low on gas.
Hold on. I think I know where there's a gas can.
Okay.
Well, off we go. Oh, we need a minute.
No, he's gonna be all right. Rollins won't hurt him.
I don't know what makes you so sure.
Because he doesn't have anything to fear from Owen. Hey, Courtney, how you doing over there?
I got it.
Hey, forget about that, Courtney. What's wrong?
What do you want?
Is Cece here?
He's busy.
Well, he's only on the phone.
He is busy on the phone, Gina.
All right. How long is he going to be busy? Because I have some news that can't wait. You know I wouldn't bother you if it wasn't important.
Important to whom, Gina? Wait
Speak
here.
up, please. Who is this? Hello? Mason? I think I'm talking to Mason, if you can believe it. I'm not even sure yet. Yes, I'm here. What's all that noise? Sounds like a choir. It's Mason. It's Mason.
Listen, Gina is waiting outside.
Well, it's a great pleasure to talk to you, too. We've all been worried sick. Next time, why don't you try calling me when you're sober so we can converse? S-O-B-E-R, sober. Mason, are you in a church? Hello? Oh, then he calls me and he hangs up on me.
Well, did you find out where he is?
No, sounds like he's in a church.
Maybe
How could he
he'll
be
call
in a
back.
church?
I don't know. Maybe
Sounds
he'll
like
call
four
back.
sheets to the wind. Who is that? What does she want?
Gina is here again, and she says it's important.
She always thinks she's got something to say that's important. What is it this time, Gina?
Cece, I'm sorry to disturb you. It's just that I just heard something I thought you'd want to know about.
If you have any more insincere concern about Kelly, you can save your breath in my time. Turn yourself around and walk out of here.
My concern for Kelly is very real, I'll have you know.
And very touching. Why don't you send a sympathetic note? Because I've had just about all the talk I can take from you for one day.
This isn't about Kelly. It's about your other daughter.
What about her?
I found out who ran her down, and it was no accident.
Just get your hands off me!
Welcome back. Our friend Kupnik, your friend Pearl, has some very rare first editions. I can't help being almost envious.
Never mind the first editions. I want an explanation.
From me?
Yes. Do you realize I could press charges of assault against you? Do you know who I am?
If I'm not mistaken, you're the young lady who just aided and abetted the escape of two criminals. I could report you to the police. I guess this is what you call a standoff.
Dr. Rawlings, Pearl is a wonderful person. Why are you doing this to him? All he wants is to know what happened to his brother.
Now, you know, that is very interesting.
What is?
Your concern. I can see that it's very genuine. And I can't help wondering if perhaps he doesn't have the wrong girl along with him on his nautical journey. Perhaps you share that opinion with me?
Well, we managed to get Owen back and leave Courtney. There's no telling what Dr. Rawlings is going to do to her, Pearl.
No, he wouldn't dare hurt her. He knows who she is. He's not going to take that kind of a chance. Hey, well, speak of the devil's assistant, look who's here.
I guess everything's shipshape. I did what you told me.
Hey, good man, good man.
Owen, I'm so glad you got out of there from Rawlings. How did you do that?
Believe me, it wasn't easy.
Mm-hmm, but you pulled it off, and we're very proud of you, buddy boy.
You sure are.
Don't be. I didn't do anything special. I just did what I had to.
Yeah, that's all courage is ever made of, doing what you have to.
I don't have any real courage. I ought to know.
I'm not gonna argue with you, but you're okay in my book. Okay, let's all go up on top and point this baby towards me. Go.
You telling us the truth about all this?
Santana's been arrested about an hour ago.
How could Santana not come forward and admit what she's done?
Oh, come on. That's not hard to figure. Santana's a lying, deceitful, selfish woman. She's not going to admit anything that might work against her.
You are really something else. You've never been objective about Santana in your life.
Objective or not, anyone in their right mind would find it very hard to believe that she accidentally ran down her worst enemy. What are the odds on that in Vegas? Come on, Cece, what are you going to do about it?
Assuming that it's true, I'm going to do nothing about it. I'm going to let the police and the courts do what they think is right about it.
I'm not talking about Santana. She'll get what's coming to her. I'm talking about Brandon.
What about Brandon?
I don't think any of us are going to be able to get a night's sleep as long as he's living in the same house as that mad woman Santana.
You have her tried and convicted already, don't you?
I should have expected you to stand up for her. Cece, I'm begging you. Please remove Brandon from the home of that crazy woman and give him back to me. You must be able to admit now that you have made a big mistake. It's your moral obligation to return Brandon to me. Will you? Please, Cece, will you do that?
Oh, Gina, shut up. Please, shut up.
What?
What? What in the name of heaven were you thinking when you did this? You gave them a statement? This is a confession. You didn't have an attorney present? Are you out of your mind?
I told them the truth. It wouldn't matter how many attorneys were present because it wouldn't change what happened.
You had rights. You've as much as waived them by doing this. You put yourself totally at the mercy of Keith Timmons. Whatever he wants to do to you now, he can.
I don't care.
You don't care that you may have just thrown your freedom away? My Lord, what do you care about?
You. And what do you think? That it's important to me that you believe me. Do you believe me? Do you?
Oh, it's already past 9.
It's been a long day. I don't like handling one case and prepping for another at the same time.
Well, maybe to pack it in. We both have a long day in court tomorrow, you know.
I have to tell you something. This whole thing seems very strange to
What
me.
whole thing?
The way you're handling the case with Santana, and to tell you the truth, I'm not used to working so intimately with the prosecution.
Well, it sounds exciting to me. Intimate experiences, you know, are exciting.
If I didn't know better, I'd think you were flirting with me.
And what if I were?
Knock it off.
An Iron Maiden, are you?
Shall we get back to business?
Okay, gee, I'll try, but I think I might find it distracting.
Why don't you tell me what is really going on in this case?
Oh, gee, you know what it's about? It's about a hit-and-run accident with a dark-haired lady
Why are
that
you
was
so
driving
anxious
it
to see that Santana gets off as lightly as possible?
Friendship. You see, she and I go back a long time, to antiquity. High school.
So that's your common ground, the sands of time.
Isn't that enough?
Let's be honest. You also went to the same high school as Cruz, and we all know you are not nearly as protective of him. I mean, that's common knowledge.
Maybe if you had a good course in biology, you'd understand why.
Uh-huh. So there is a little bit of biology that enters into this.
Well, oh, come on. There's a little biology in every male-female relationship. But, basically, Santana and I are just friends. What is the point of all this?
Oh, no point. I'm just speculating on your motives.
My motives are friendship and concern, tempered by the responsibilities of my high office. Satisfied?
Oh, yes, I'm satisfied. But you talk a lot of garbage.
Oh, come on. I'm tired of talking about Mrs. Castillo. I've had enough of her for one day. Why don't we go out and have a drink? Huh? Come on. I'll tell you about my high school experiences. They're interesting. I'll tell you about all the interesting people I've met.
Oh, I'm sure you know tons and tons of interesting people. But I don't date the opposition.
Well, I'm sorry. That's what you think I am.
I'm not.
You're working very hard at being a tough lady.
No, I'm just trying to cut this relationship off before we get to the pass.
It's going to be a cold and lonely life, Miss Wainwright, if you're not careful.
Oh, I'll be careful. I decided that I'm going for the safe, comfortable type.
Oh, you mean like a lover who can bring you slippers and a pipe?
And who can curl up at my feet.
I think you're selling yourself short.
I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Keith.
It might be the last one you ever hear, Julia.
All right. I want to know what's going on around here.
What are you doing here? Don't you ever knock before you walk in a door?
I just found out about the measly, piddly little nothing charges that you've brought against Santana. I can't believe it. At least she should be prosecuted for attempted murder.
Take it easy, Gina. I'm defending her.
Oh, how nice. And I see the two of you are here comparing notes. Well, when the fox and the chicken get together, we all know there's trouble in the barnyard, don't we?
Take your homilies and your suspicions and get out.
Everyone is entitled to a fair trial.
Yes, but there isn't going to be a fair trial. Am I the only person in the room that realizes that? I don't know how you got involved in this case, Julia, but I'm telling you, you should be ashamed to take it on.
All right. That's enough.
Oh, no, it's not. It's too much. And you call yourself a district attorney? Well, I promise you, if you don't clean up your act, if you don't start acting like a real prosecutor, I'm going to see to it you're so embarrassed in public that you'll be afraid to step out your front door. You can take my word of honor on that.
Well, goodness gracious sakes alive. I didn't know you were so civic-minded.
Don't get cute with me, Keith. Just remember what I said.
Now I know what people on safari feel like when they're charged by a rogue elephant.
I can almost see what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
That you hate me.
No. I'm thinking that almost all of this is my fault.
No, that's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. You know, when I was a little boy, I always dreamed about growing up and making somebody a good husband. Because my daddy was such a good husband to my mommy. Now that I'm married, you know, I feel like a complete failure.
No. You're not. You had nothing to do with this. I got myself into this, and I'm gonna have to suffer the consequences.
I wish you'd have told me what was going on.
I tried.
Yeah. I knew you were unhappy.
Did you think it was just general unhappiness?
I guess I didn't realize how deep it went.
I could hardly tell you. You were the problem. How could you solve it?
I don't know. But I want to try. You are my wife. I'm gonna stand beside you, Santana.